Nice bass. I'm just having a chocolate bar, putting on a new spinnerbait, and a Diet Coke. A lot of you probably didn't know, but I'm in training. As an athlete, you have to stay in shape.
Coming up, Lake Champlain has a reputation for being a fish factory. Bordering the states of Vermont and New York and the province of Quebec, this lake is over 110 miles long. Recently, Vermont introduced an early catch-and-release spring bass season that runs from mid-April to mid-June. On today's show, Bob teams up with Vermont fisheries biologist Sean Good for some early season Lake Champlain bass fishing. The action is hot and heavy with Strike King's sexy shad crankbaits and spinnerbaits.
You gotta love this fishery here. All right. Here comes. Whoa. All right. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. Look at that big laker. Yeah. That thing is a monster.
Oh, big.
Dude.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Oh, yeah.
All righty.
A real fishing show.
Oh, that's huge. Nice one. Hell, look at the size of this fish. Oh, man. All right.
Bob Izumi.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, an absolute monster smallmouth. Look at that. Whoa.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevrolet, Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
Now that's what I call a real fisher. What an incredibly beautiful spring day we got. Temperature's going to be in the 60s Fahrenheit, and we're on Lake Champlain down in the state of Vermont. I'm here with Sean Good. Sean, good to be back with you.
Thanks for coming, Bob.
1 year later, Sean is with the Department of Fish and Wildlife here in Vermont.
That's right.
And he's a biologist, and I'll tell you what, this spring fishery that you have here, it's what, catch and release only?
That's right. It's catch and release only season that runs from April till early June.
Alrighty, well, we're going to sample a bit of that. It's mid-morning, should be a lot of fun. Shall we?
Let's go.
There we go.
Oh, I knew it.
There we go.
I knew it.
There we go.
First fish.
Off the point on a sexy shad. Oh, nice one.
That's a good largemouth.
That is a nice largemouth. Yeah.
Great one for the start of the day.
Alrighty. And that is a Series 3 Strike King crankbait. And that is one of the hottest colors right now going that it's in demand. You were saying on eBay even, they were selling for good money.
I noticed you had him on the front hook too, which is a good sign.
Yeah, you know, isn't that funny you notice that? Because that means that he didn't just nip at it, he took the whole bait.
That's right, yeah. When you get them on the front hook like that, it's a sign they're aggressive, so.
All right. Hogging them in. You are the hog master. Sexy shad. It's all about me. I just want you to know and everybody watching there are two eyes in a zoomie, me and myself. John, do the males always move in first towards the shoreline in the spring, or is that not always the truth?
That's generally the case. The males will move in first and they'll start digging the nests. And then the females will come in and get on the nest that the male has already made.
Funny, it's almost like that in humans, eh? The males do all the work.
There's a better one.
Oh, that's a nice one.
See, I figured they'd be out here on this flat. Since we have those males in tight to shore, they've moved up first. The females aren't up yet.
So right behind us.
So that, yeah, just out here on that next break.
Good stuff.
You're not going to play net boy for me, Bob?
No, I mean, hey, every man for himself. That's how it goes. Alrighty.
Look at that, hit both trebles on the front. Feel that belly.
Ooh.
She's full of eggs. She's ready. She's ready to spawn.
4 5/8.
Oh, give me the 1 ounce.
Here, look at that. Almost 4-1, but you said it. Well, that's a nice bass.
4 pounds.
Alrighty.
There she goes. Little hammer.
Little guy. Well, I gotta get this one back in the water. Folks, on that note, stay tuned. We'll be right back fishing big old Lake Champlain in Vermont. All right.
When we come back, more Lake Champlain cranking.
Oh, yeah.
That's another fatty.
Closed captioning is brought to you by FNCC and BoaterExam.com. This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
Okay, I have to admit, I love having nice things. In fact, it's a beautiful day, the weather is nice, and I'm protected. This shirt actually is like wearing sunscreen. It's a Columbia shirt, and they have a number of different styles of fishing shirts. Actually, they have dozens of styles of different types of fishing apparel, both shirts, shorts, and it's a UPF type material, Omni Shade, and what can I say? Keeps me protected from the sun. Here's a couple of other cool products too. We've got the Ziploc big bags, and most of you probably have known for years that I'm the Ziploc king. I keep everything in Ziplocs to keep them protected from the elements in the boats. Many times when I'm running some of the big water, it's nice to keep my cameras and the spare set of clothes nice and dry. Got some Berkeley double-sided scales here. These are, this is a waterproof case. They come in a 35-pound and 100-pound models. And these are the first scales on the market that are digital that actually have a two-sided display. And these scales are accurate to 1/10 of 1%. And they're really cool. They've also got a built-in memory if you're a tournament angler and you want to keep a record of the fish that you're catching and culling. Also have something that's brand new on the market here, and this is from the folks at Berkeley too. It's one of their tech tools. This is actually a line cutter. It'll cut regular monofilament line, it'll cut fluorocarbon, and of course the super braid type lines here. This is some spider wire here, 65-pound test, and it cuts through this just like butter. What it's got is a tungsten tip, and it also has a small LED light built in so that you can just cut your line just like that. It's incredible how well this thing works, and I like this tool. This thing here is always going to be with me when I'm out fishing. What can I say? There are so many great new products on the market. You might want to give them a try. My prediction here, folks, is no fish.
That's completely wrong thing to say as a fishing host.
I'm just joking. You got one?
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one too.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stay away from the motor. Stay away from the motor.
Oh, nice largemouth. He's hooked on the back line.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're made out of. All right. Oh, yeah.
That's another fatty.
All right.
On the sexy shad.
Good fish. Look at that, right in the tail hook, too. That is a good one.
Now, he was like 2 feet from on shore.
I know, and you kept telling me to back out. I know what your game plan was. How big was that fish?
6.5.
I told you we were going to get one here.
Oh, here we go. Well, you were in awe.
I was. I was in awe of two things. The fact that you caught one and the fact that it was a nice one. We're catching so many fish today, you're not allowed on video to say, that's number 9, that's number 14, because by the time we edit out 3/4 of your fish, it's not going to appear that way. That's the magic of editing on TV fishing shows. See, like I got a fish now, this one will be in the show even though it's about 8 inches long because I caught it.
I guess that's the perk that comes with owning your own show.
But, you know, to be honest with you, I really don't want this show. I mean, this fish shown in the show is way too small. So I didn't catch this fish, okay? That doesn't count. It's this big one I'm going to catch on this cast, though, that I really am excited about. Coming up right there we go. Right there.
Oh, come on. Did you call that fish?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did too.
You have to call them. When you have your own... Oh, look at the size of that fish. That's a nice bass. You have to call it. You know, like I said, when you have your own show. It's not that big.
That's a decent fish, though.
Well, when you call it, it is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What do you got there, Sean?
Yeah, that's a dead alewife.
Oh wow, look at that. It's like...
It's about 6.5, 7 inches long.
So are the fish eating these alewives?
Yeah, this is a recent invader in Lake Champlain. It's only been in the lake for about 4 years now, and the last...
Hey, wait. The sexy shad, the red-eye shad looks pretty good to it.
It looks just like an alewife.
So now the bass are feeding on these.
Yeah, like I said, they've only been in the lake for about 4 years, but the population has really exploded in the last 2. We had a big alewife die off this winter, and literally hundreds of thousands of these are washing up on the shores of the lake right now. And the bass are absolutely gorging themselves.
Now, will this change the position of bass?
I think so, eventually. Yeah. I think the bass are going to end up being more, you know, deep water, open water oriented, chasing these schools of shad.
So a little more nomadic then, instead of being home buddies in the weed bed.
That's right. They'll be working the edges, chasing these little guys.
And maybe chasing these too.
Let's hope so.
Stay tuned for more early season Lake Champlain bass fishing after this.
Look at the belly on that.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. Aggressive, strong, and hardy, it's easy to think of smallmouth bass as the perfect game fish. Responding in a variety of techniques, it's possible to enjoy them your way, though some things are more fun than productive. For putting sheer numbers of fish in the boat, it's pretty tough to beat spinnerbaits. Covering a lot of water in a hurry, standard procedure is working near-shore structure, and they'll do wonders on transitions and flats as well. With an eye down under, we've made a few interesting observations on performance. First off, high-speed retrieves don't always work. You have to match your presentation to the mood of the fish, even if that means dead slow or bouncing bottom. Secondly, if you're getting a lot of bumps and taps, don't put them off as small fish. It's surprising how many smallmouth hit the blades rather than the business end. Untold others simply follow along. It pays to make repeat casts with a change in pace or a different color. Another thing is to be prepared at all times for a strike. Smallmouth have a bad habit of hitting on the initial drop. Finally, we have to recommend choosing only the highest quality spinnerbaits on the market. Even with the very best, you can't expect every cast to line up perfectly. But if it looks alive with balance, movement, and flash, it won't make a difference.
Sexy shad. Oh, sexy thing. Smallmouth or largemouth?
Largemouth.
Nice one.
Yeah, he's 2.5 maybe.
All right. Oh, under the boat. That's one thing about those long, soft crankbait action rods, eh? You don't lose a lot of fish with them.
No, it takes all the abuse the fish is throwing at you. Come here, buddy.
Sexy shad?
Yeah.
Well, that one just nipped at it, didn't it? All right.
Couple pounds.
Yeah, easily. You just being modest. That was at least a 5-pounder.
It is a rock bass.
Multi-species shoreline. There we go. Whoa, he smoked it right at the boat.
He did, right at the boat.
Now that's a chain pickerel.
Yeah.
You know, they look just like a northern pike. Oh, he's gonna get off too. Okay.
Yeah, come here, buddy.
You don't like their teeth?
Not particularly. Yeah, if you can see the markings on it, why they get their name, chain pickerel.
Oh, as opposed to a northern pike.
Right.
Same family?
Same family, both these sausage.
That's actually a big chain pickerel, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't get much bigger than 4 or 5 pounds generally. That's a good size one.
Get that bait out of there. There we go.
All right.
Mr. Chain Pickerel, we're catching a little bit of everything today. They're hard fighting fish in there. Fatties. Look at how fat that fish is. Oh my.
Look at the belly on that.
Look at that fish.
That's a young female.
That is a fat female. Look at the belly on that. Wow. Look at that. Sean.
Yeah.
Look at that.
She is ready to burst.
Oh my.
There's all egg in there.
Get back in there, lady. All right.
Even the perch will hit these little crankbaits.
So if you're going to harvest the bass, don't keep a big old one that's maybe 10, 15 years old. Keep a little guy.
Absolutely. You know, whatever the legal length limit is, the minimum, you know, here it's 12 inches. In the summertime, if you're fishing, you're gonna harvest some bass to eat. You're better off keeping those 10, 12, 14 inches to eat, letting the 18, 20 inches go, because it takes them 15 to 20 years to get that big. The theory behind that is, you know, those bigger fish have proven themselves genetically to survive and attain that size, and so taking a fish out of the population and taking that kind of brood stock and that genetics out of the population maybe hurts the population in the long run.
Well, on that note, folks, you heard it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more real Champlain fishing after this.
When we return, Bob and Sean continue their great day on Lake Champlain.
Oh, we switched over to spinner baits. Oh yeah, off that log out in the middle.
Isolated cover.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a decent one.
Yeah, fat little guy. We'll see how strong this line is. Oh.
Excellent.
Well, we switched over to spinner baits, and we're using half-ounce Strike King spinner baits. That's one of the bleeding baits with the red hooks. And back in a creek here, and that fish was just on this little isolated piece of wood here, Sean. A lot of times when you get a big creek like this, you know, because it all looks the same, you have to look for something just a little bit different. And that little bit of something different could be isolated logs in the middle, or a duck blind, or maybe one big tree amongst smaller ones. You through where you find the turtles, you find the fish?
I haven't heard that one before.
I just made it up. I just wondered, is it true? Hey, they got a good one. We just pulled around the corner here, Sean. Look at that fish Darren's got. Wayne's taking a picture.
Got some traffic in the background there.
Darren, you catch that fish?
That I did.
All right.
That's a huge bass.
How did you weigh it?
Yeah, we just weighed it.
How many pounds?
514. 514. How's there?
All right, here, hold on. Let me get a Let me get a photo of you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa, nice. Way to go,
Is
Hal.
that your biggest largemouth ever?
That is my biggest.
All righty. I think it's a good one. I think he's staying down.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All righty. He was staying deep. Come here, baby. All right. Good one. Boy, they fight hard too, don't they? Even though that water's cold,
Yeah.
they fight hard. And you know, for this early season bass fishing, folks, really, a crankbait or a spinnerbait like this Strike King here,
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
you know, the Premier Plus or the bleeding bait with the red hook, just something with a lot of flash or vibration, especially in the water here. What do you got, a little wind-induced watercolor here?
Yeah, it's not normally this stained in the springtime. It's we've had a north wind for a couple of days and it's murky, so throw a little flashy vibrating bait and you're going to get the fish still.
Fisheries biologist Sean Good and I had a great time on this early season trip to Vermont. If you're watching and have never had a chance to fish Lake Champlain, the catch and release only spring bass season can be incredible. The lake is easily accessible and there's a ton of fish to be caught. Hey, we'll see you next week right here for some more real fishing. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Wow.